morning. Welcome to my podcast, episode 28, Followers Fake or Real. This is where we record a anchor podcast. You too can do it. You too. It's pretty simple. And I'll just show you how you can do it on desktop. And then you can have a look at it on your phone if you like. I can't show you how to do that, but I can show you how to do desktop. So before I begin my episode, I go into a transition and I use just an intro sound. So I use Heist. That's what I listen to. And then we record. Normally I take a couple of takes, so we'll see how we go. Action. You need to hear this bit here. See how you can hear the sound? Okay, and good morning. This is Jill coming to you from jillgeorges.com, the website of Empowering Apparel. Today is episode 28, Followers Fake or Real. This is the podcast where we scrutinize personal business accounts, social media accounts, websites, and we make a call whether we think they're fake or real. Or we'll educate you and help you make that call. So let's get into it. So I'm pretty happy with that. So normally what happens is my first episode that I record buffers and it takes time. So I'll come back to you and show you what we do. You're back. Welcome to segment 2. So, as I mentioned at the end of the last segment, I would show you how to do this. So, as you can see, these are all pluses and you sort of think to yourself they're going to go somewhere. This was the most recent one that I recorded. So you just plus and see how it goes. Voila, into the next area. And then we'll have the next transition, or if I go over. Just to let you know, if I record more than 3 minutes on here, I can't break it down to a video that has subtitling so I can use on social media for advertising or marketing or for whatever purpose. So if I go over 3 minutes, it's gone. Or I can stop it and re-record. I don't want to do that. Or I will. Who knows? Anyway, let's get into this. Waves are moving. Welcome back. It's segment 2. This is where we talk about that business account that I was talking about. So welcome, Mr. Mark Van Randleman. Mark Van Randleman has a tag Van Randleman. That's VANRIJMENAM. Has 21,000 followers, almost 22. Anyway, he's a speaker on AI, blockchain, and big data. He's also an author. He has a couple of businesses which he's founder of. One's Discover It and the other one's Dataflock. I'll let you have a look at Discover It, but Dataflock is the one that I was more interested. So I just wanted to show you a bit of his page at first. So I noticed he's got some very interesting articles here. The first one I just wanted to talk about is, what does big data mean for sustainability? So he just goes to one of his, websites or his blog on his website, and it just points out some key things, and I just wanted to go through some of that. One is understanding the operations through big data. The other one's assessing environmental risks. Optimizing resource usage. Big data helps better regulation. So he talks about what is it going to mean for sustainability. And as we go through this, we'll have a bit more of an understanding of what machines and the future is going to be looking like as we integrate over the next 20 years with humans and machines and how we do that. So he does mention here big data is a buzzword. It is. It's a big buzzword because everyone's either or they're like, yes, yeah, we're well aware. So let's just talk about another one. So he also talks about, where are we going down here? This one here, 5 changes expected in tech companies. Now I found this very interesting. So these are apparently what he sees. I'm just going to have a look at this. Yeah, I'll just come back to you in a moment. I mentioned 3 minutes and I want to get some of that on recording back in. Let's get back into it. Sorry about that. Now, where were we? We were talking about Mr. Marvin Raymond. He talks about 5 expected changes in tech companies. He says the emergence of alternative currencies, the development of transhumans, remote workplaces, which it's been happening for a while, the emergence of autonomous cars. So it's been happening for not forever, but for a bit. And the last one is the substitution of the phone and computer. Now, I had heard talk of not the substitution, but I had heard of a voice. And it says here, have you imagined a future without your laptop or smartphone? You will only speak basic commands, and sensors will command a computer to complete a task or research new tax laws for a new pharmaceutical. Instead of sitting in the office, you will use screens, interfaces, and storage around the walls and windows of your office to transact. Anyway, that's just a little snippet for you. So I just wanted to point out here, he mentions here on his webpage that he has, he's founder of this company, which is called Dataflock. So I'm just going to show you that quickly. And it gives you a bit of information as to what he has. He has pricing and plans. He talks about all sorts of things, articles, jobs, events, training. But if you go through all of this, he's talking about all of those 3 key things: big data, blockchain, and AI startup profile. And he has offers of all these things, whether you're an employer or an employee or anything to do with yourself as a company, looking into the future and how you can have safety of your data. So this is up to you. You can have a look at this page. I'm not going to call this whether it's fake or real in any way, shape or form. What I think you might want to have a do is just have a look at it. You can always contact, it mentions there that he can come to board meetings. If you want to speak, you'd have to contact. But anyway, he's at VANRIJM for Mike, EN for November, EM for Mike, and he's on Twitter. And just check him out. It's a little bit interesting. So that's the end of that podcast. Again, I just have to wait for this to buffer. So as I mentioned, I've got 2 of them. There's this one, and I just dropped them in order. So what did you think of Mr. Marvin Raymond? A little bit interesting, don't you think? Welcome back to the last segment. Let us record. Welcome back to the last segment of my podcast. I hope you found Mr. Van Raymond very interesting. I'll just mention his tag again, which is at VANRIJMENAM. Very interesting content. Can't tell you, I'm not going to call it whether it's fake or real. Mr. Van Raymond basically has in his header of his banner, disruptive change is coming your way. Are you ready for an innovated and connected world? Are you ready? Are you ready? So, as I mentioned to you, he has contacts on his Twitter page. You can contact him. He'll come to you. This is everything that he says. I can't endorse it, but if you want to have a look, most certainly. It aligns with a lot of ways that we are thinking. You know, the remote working has been here for some time. We know that the self-driving cars are here. The thing that was surprising me so much was more so the lack of phone and desktop or computer. That's just crazy. But you've got to expect it. If we've got transhumans or machines that are going to be introduced within our world, why wouldn't that be happening? It just sounds so far-fetched, but it doesn't. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I love doing it. I'll just tell you, it was brought to you by jillgeorges.com. That's the website of Empowering Apparel. That's full of t-shirts with empowering messages on them. You just go there, you just buy a t-shirt. If it's not for you and it's for someone who you know who would appreciate it, you buy it, you send it to them, they'll unwrap it, and they'll wear that t-shirt and that empowering message on it. Thank you so much for listening. I thoroughly enjoy doing these podcasts. I'm starting to get a little bit busier. I'd like to thank the people who've been reaching out to me. Thank you so much. I'm attending some things and it's really cool. So when they finish happening, obviously I'll let you know and I'll video it, and it's going to be cool. Anyone who you think might want to listen to this, your family, your friends, your foe, let them know. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jill Georges, Joorges, or follow me on social media. DM me, follow me, and I'll look at profiling you. And until next time, thanks for listening. Bye. So there we go. So I just want to show you the finalization. So as I mentioned before, there's the intro, the first seg, a transition, the second segment, another transition, and then this is the one that we're going to pop in. Then I can do a transition again and end it. I use West, and then you publish it, which you put the details of what the name of your segment is, and then underneath that just a description. I think that's like SEO. So, you know, Google can have a little part of, not a little because you're competing, but it gives you some sort of competing chance of getting your podcast out on priority first page, so to speak. Anyway, I don't know everything that I talk about, but I know sort of what I'm talking about, but I can't always explain it in tech detail. Anyway, this is 2 recordings I just did. The first one went 1 second over, so of course I can't use it. So I'll use this one. So I'm just going to pop it in. There we are. And as I mentioned, a transition. So for me, I'm going to do rewind instead of West where I normally finish. And the reason I do this is that I do a song. So I'm going to pop that in. There you go. And then I need to save my draft. So I go save. See how I was talking about before? V. So if I just take one of my templates, it was 28. And then I do my blurb. Or, you know, but because I'm just saving it as a draft, you can normally just publish it because this will link to your Twitter account or Facebook account, and you just publish it and it'll go. Anyway, so I'm saving it as a draft, and then I'm ready as my draft is saved, so I can use on my phone. What I do, oh my goodness, I got lots of messages. Anyway, you go in there. I just want to see if you can see. So I'm going into Anchor, and in here you've got music, and I have a one in Spotify, and then I just choose my song. So normally what I do is you can use iTunes or Spotify. Sorry, I'm looking down there. iTunes or Spotify, and then you can pop it into the account. You save it, and it'll save its own one. And this is probably really helpful for you to know. So I'm just going to show you that what you need to do is once you save that song, sorry, I'm looking down. Once you save that song, it'll have a song saved here, right? And then what you need to do is you go into your peeps, and then it'll have like a new episode that'll have nothing in it. So when you go into your nothing in it, it'll have I can't really see, but it'll have a song there, and it's got a little ... next to it. You press it and it says add to podcast, and when you press that, you press this little thingy up here. Hold on, can you see it? Hold on. Yeah, see that thing? You press that, and then what it says is choose an hold on, this is shit. And it says choose an episode you want to put it in. So for me, I want to put it in that top one, and you just select that, but don't publish it. Say save to draft or save. Hold on, if I pop it in there, and then it says add recording to episode, but you don't want to publish it yet. Remember, you don't want to publish it yet. And because you put it in there, what you then do is you have it on your phone. This is if you want music. And when you have it on your phone, you've added all of that into there. And then what will happen is in this middle part here, when you first open it, you'll have all of your listings, everything that I just did then. And then you go, see up here, once you've already had all the details that went through, so you write episode 28 and your blurb, and then you press publish, and then you've got your music. Don't forget, if you want to put a transition after your music, say it's the end of your episode, you have that. So you have all that, and that's how I do it. It seems convoluted, I know. If I wanted to, and I did it on the desktop, you can download your music and you can throw it here on the upload section, but I just haven't done that because I use Spotify. And the great thing about Spotify is not only am I promoting myself, I'm promoting Anchor, and I'm promoting a artist who I don't know how much they get, but say there's a song that no one's heard of, you know, and they listen to it and they go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And then that person shares it with someone or plays at a party and someone goes, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to go because that's enough. Love you. I'll leave you until tomorrow. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. Bye.